Hey, Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this word, who rule well. Peace and blessings to the Akim that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity, to the Akwaf that's out there listening, to the few Shalom. The Samathi from the GMS Dallas camp, and wanted to go into just a quick lesson. You know, one thing is you don't know where you're going unless you know where you're coming from. That's a common saying. You don't know where you're going unless you know where you're coming from. Okay? Because you got to know your origin to help direct your path. That's why a lot of Jakes out here now, they have separated the homes and things like that, the so-called black Latinos and Native Americans. And what happens? It's it's separated the family. Then you forget you don't know who your father is or your mother or both. So you don't really have direction. So what you got to do is take the direction of the world, or Esau through his pseudoscience or through his education, try to drive you into doing something. But yet, if you successful, they'll absorb you into their wickedness. You know, but they want to absorb you into wickedness as regardless, because the earth was given to the hands of the wicked. All right, but it's time to what I'm saying, understand that we are the children of the Most High, so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right here on the chart, it shows you and gives you the breakdown. All right, so I want to read this here. This is Lamentation chapter 5, verse 1. It says, "Remember, O Yahweh, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach." Okay, so it says, remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. So when you think about that, what has come upon us? We were beaten. We were in our here in the land over here in the Western world, which they call the Western world of the North. And what happened? Well, the Western world, and what happened? You had conquistadors and different Spaniards and all these different Edomite tribes come onto the shores and kill you, decimate you. Why? I don't know, because uh, um, you Jakes took them in, which I'm going to Gad, okay? So-called Indians. We're basically the northern tribe, okay? Because you got to think, the northern tribe came over here first, and what they do, they decimated them. What's one of the known? Uh, uh, what's one of the known uh, explorers that found the land? Cristobal Colon, right? Christopher Columbus. Okay, got a day for him, right? And that's the spirit just saying that because I don't know exactly where it was at, but they actually beheaded a statue of Christopher Columbus, because we are in those times where we seeing sedition amongst men of Lord. I believe that's referring to Second Esdras 15. I want to say around 8th verse, but you have to check me on that. But see here, this is but Christopher Columbus, he was a tyrant. He came in and all the other Edomites and almost killed all, made basically almost made Gad extinct. That's the account is in the scriptures. Okay, uh, First Maccabees, right? Matter of fact, look, I'm gonna get it for you. It says First Maccabees, okay, 1:1. It says, and it happened after Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, and he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, because he was the first over Greece. Okay, he was established. Okay, this is the when the Edomites are coming back out of these mountains, and they're getting ready to establish their reign. Okay, and it's not because they just truly was mighty. It's because we were going off. As Moors, we helped domesticate these Edomites. that were in certain lands living inside with their chickens and all type of animals. They lived in the same house with all the animals, things like that. You can see that in accounting history. But what happened? We start worshiping other idol gods, and what happened? We got to go and the Lord punishes us. Okay, just like when you ain't obeying your parents' rules, you get punished. All right, and it says, verse 2, it says, they made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Okay, and went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, so as much as the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. Okay? They became tributary vassals, an extension of his army. Okay? And this culminated as well as going into when it went into the Roman Empire, right? And I want to and it says I want to go down some here. I want to go to verse 9 and 10. This is First Maccabees 9 and 10. It says, and after his death, which is going into Alexander, and after his death, they put all crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And this is his four generals, right? This is Cassander, Seleucus, uh, Ptolemy, and Laxamaeus, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. All right, and there came one of them, a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king, who had been an a hostage of Rome, and he reigned in them 137 years after the king of the Greeks. Okay, and going in, if you keep going through this story, it was wicked men in Israel. Okay, and what did they do? They started. They made a basically they made a agreement with the basically a decree to actually do as the heathens do. You know, as like they say, as in Rome, do as the Romans do. They said, well, we're sieged and so we're gonna do as the heathen do, so it won't feel like we're getting oppressed as much. And that's how it is here in America today, with you so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, you've been oppressed so long. You're like, what I'm gonna do? So we gotta go and start doing what the Edomites do. Okay, you're doing as what the king of the land doing. Okay, and when it goes into a matter of fact, if you go into Sirach, what is that? Sirach 10. Um, yeah, Sirach 10, verse 1, it says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and government of a prudent man is well ordered. As he judge of his people himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. So whatever manner your ruler does, that is how the flow of your society, the flow of your environment, the flow of your uh, um, just the flow of just everyday life is going to be culminated in regards to starting at the top with the king. I know when we go to say it's pyramid schemes, everything starts with a top and spreads out. Everything branches off. That's how you develop a network. You know, that's how you develop basically infrastructure. You always got to start with a foundation. And who's the foundation for Israel? Starting with Yahweh, then Yahweh Shai being that bridge. Then it's like you say, the angels, and like you say, where's me and Lord willing, the elect. We are, we are, we're gonna be up there, like you say, alongside or below Yahweh Shai. You know. All right. So, but like you say, are we those people? Okay. Are we the people, the 12 tribes of Israel? Okay, we know we're going through. If you go and read Maccabees, you'll see that we're going through things like that today. Acts. Uh, um, we're living in living in the, like to say, Acts all over again. But this is Deuteronomy chapter 28. And I'm starting at verse 68. It says, you know what? It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and thou shalt be sold unto your enemies as bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Right? Okay. And what do you say? No man shall buy you. So when you go and break that down, this is what the Lord said. If we abide by the law, statute, commandment to the best of our abilities, we abide by the law, statute, commandment, we will flourish as a nation. But if we do not, then He tells us what He do, and this is what Deuteronomy 28 is about. And some people like to say, "Oh, well, that's all you Israelites like to bring out." No, plenty of them. But this is a base. This is a start, a great start to let uh, uh, the world know, especially you so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans, because the heathens need to know too who the nation Israel is, which they a lot of them already know that. It's just our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Okay, Hosea 4, 6 verse. All right, but where it says is, he's gonna bring us into Egypt again with ships, and who was brought to slavery in ships as they were in Egypt? Who were beat in their backs? Okay, like over when they were in Egypt. Hmm? Who built a great nation but didn't get paid for it, like they did over in Egypt? The Israelites. They did that, as they did here in over here in the Western world, in the Americas, okay, in the South Americas. All these places over here, is in all over the world. As it says, we're scattered. Okay, I don't. That didn't happen to those Jewish people over there in Israel today, right? So this is just something we just have to think about. Okay, that is why all this is happening. That's why you're starting to see Jake being roused up. Okay, that old line is starting to stand up on the feet. Okay, like it says in Genesis. So I just wanted to put that out there. Just a quick one. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Waha, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the occupant and pushing His word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.